This is a special Hanukkah edition of Judaism Unbound, Night 7. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Dan Liebenson.
And I'm Lex Rofberg.
And we are here about to light the seventh candle of Hanukkah and wanted to think about other ways that we might light the candles. Earlier in the series, we talked about the idea of drinking a different drink every night and all kinds of other ways that you might supplement lighting the candles. But we've also wanted to think a little bit about, is there alternatives to actually lighting the menorah as we have it? And I wanted to bring up one of the ideas that we developed last year and that we have on our website at www.judaismunbound.com/Hanukkah. And if you click on the light tab, you can see our chemistry menorah.
You should say "Let there be light" when you click on it. It'll be more fun if you do it that way.
That would be great. You should definitely say "Let there be light" as you click. And I think that it'll be interesting to get your reaction to that chemistry menorah. It was based on a YouTube video that I saw about how to make your own glow sticks, which you probably shouldn't do at home. But I live near a university and have a friend who's a chemistry professor, so he was able to obtain the makings of this chemistry menorah. So we ordered a 8 test tube rack and followed this YouTube video and put in the various chemicals. And as you pour hydrogen peroxide into each one, it starts to glow. And this got me thinking about two dimensions. One is a recent article in the foreword by David Zvi Kalman, where he talked about the origins of the candle lighting, something that I hadn't really thought about before, that 2,000 years ago, lighting a candle was actually a form of conspicuous consumption. It was actually quite expensive to light a candle, and certainly to light 8 candles, even if it was just in the really ancient tradition where you only lit one light per night. All the more so if you would light, a growing number of lights every night. That would actually be a fair bit of a day laborer's salary. That was interesting because one of the reasons why I didn't pursue this chemistry menorah much further, I was thinking of, could we turn it into a kit? Could we sell it? Is that I think it would end up pretty expensive. But if you look at it that way, it actually wouldn't be so bad. Maybe that's part of it. So I'd encourage everybody to read this article. We've got a link to it in the notes for this episode, and curious what other ideas we might have that might actually get at the true intent of Hanukkah, which is that we really should put some skin in this game. One other thing that I really like about the chemistry menorah is just the miracle, and lighting a candle that you get out of a box doesn't really feel like a miracle, whereas pouring a clear liquid into a test tube and having it glow feels like a miracle, and it's definitely something that if the ancient Israelites had experienced it back then, they would have absolutely been certain that it's a miracle. And so this harkens back to me for my idea from the first night of having Albert Einstein as the person I wanted to invite, and just that idea that there are things that ancient people may have considered miracles that now we can explain, and there are things that we may consider miraculous today in a different way that are still worth experiencing in a miraculous form.
Yeah, I mean, definitely check out the different ways of lighting that we have on our site. I love a few of them. I mean, we talked about the drinks one. That's sort of a form of lighting. There's the glow stick menorah that you did can be done in the fancy way that you described, or it can be done just with sort of classic glow sticks if you want to hang them outside. And one that I really like paying homage to is the Shammai menorah, because in the Mishnah, there's a famous debate. We take for granted that, Jewish rituals are the way Jewish rituals are or whatever. But actually, this core Jewish ritual, probably one of the most well-known Jewish rituals on the planet of lighting candles for Hanukkah, was a big debate at first, because the school of Hillel wanted to do, what we do now, light one candle the first night and go up to 8. And the school of Shammai said that we should start with 8 and go down to 1. And there's some really interesting commentary about what the ideas were behind each of those. But I think that there's some good points on both sides. I think you could look at it either way. And so I am thinking about paying homage to Shammai on some of the nights by doing his number of candles, and would encourage folks out there to do the same. If you feel like sometimes sometimes we forget about those overlooked Jewish folks of the past who lost the arguments. So hope you check those out. Hope you will propose your own ways of lighting menorahs, your own menorah ideas. If you have like funky menorahs that you created yourself artistically, let us know, and any other Hanukkah ideas, because we want to hear from you. You can do so at dan@judaismunbound.com or lex@judaismunbound.com, and on our website we have a Submit Your Traditions tab that you can access from our homepage. So thanks so much for listening, and this has been night 7 already of Hanukkah Unbound.